his name?
I did not sign up.
Well, I was expecting someone to play the banjo and like other talent stuff. And Beth was like, hey, someone should do stand-up. And I was like, yeah, I'm funny sometimes. So I decided to put together a stand-up while in that room using your business card as my notepad for what I could come up with. So since I've had a great time with y'all this weekend, I decided to go for a subject that will make y'all not my friend. Racial stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
So, I come from a multicultural family. If you don't know, I'm half Persian, half white. On my dad's side, he's got two brothers. One married a Hispanic lady, the other one here married a black lady. On my mom's side, one married, her brother married an Asian. So like, to me growing up, like there is every ethnicity in the world. And funny enough, the black Persian couple were the rich ones. So in my mind, it was like, and also the Hispanic one works for their like business in California where they have a mansion. So in my head, I'm like, racial stuff? What? That's long gone. So this is the story of how my friends in college thought I was racist. So just to understand a little bit more about like myself, I'm like half Persian, half white, so I don't like fit in with either of them. When I'm around like a bunch of white people, they think like, he's like not like white bread like us. He's like something a little off, like a little like toast. But if I'm around the ethnic people think like, he's not done quite yet. Like I'm over here, I'm like nice and crispy. I'm over here like the perfect color toast, and then this one's just like taken out of the oven too early.
Okay.
So, and then I got like my mom and my family. Just because we did like had a very multicultural family, did not mean there were some weird moments, such as my parents got a divorce, and following it, my mom swore my dad was Muslim. For 3 years, she thought he was Muslim. My dad is not Muslim. They were married for 20 years. He was never Muslim. He was not ever Muslim and just will never be Muslim. But it was like a way for her to handle it. So that was like, that to me was like racism. Was like her saying, like, we should carpet bomb the Middle East. And me going, Mom, my grandma still lives there. And she looks at me and was like, I understand what I said was wrong, but I'm not going to change it. So going into my apartment in college, it was like your classic joke. There was an Arab. Basically, if someone said an Arab, a black guy, a Jew, and a white guy walking to a bar, you'd be like, oh, this is the start of like some pun or something. No, that's my apartment. And each one of them progressively thought at some point that I was racist because I was very like intolerant and just like not socially aware of some racial stuff. So starting off with the Jewish one, roommate number one, he thought I was racist because once I found out a little like tidbit fact, and I thought something really funny about it, so I decided to share it with him. He comes up to me, I go up to him and go, hey Danny, what's up? Did you know there were no Jews? There'd be no Holocaust? And he looks at me like, this is 1 month into living with me, mind you. He's looking at me like, did I just move in with an anti-Semite? Like, you can see the distraught in his face. And I'm sitting there like, you know why? And he's, why? Because Holocaust is a Hebrew word. So that means that if there were no Jews, there'd be no Hebrew. And then it wouldn't be called the Holocaust. And he looks at me, he's like, no, like a ton of other people died, like millions of other people died that weren't Jewish. And I'm like, yeah, it'd just be called like Hitler's genocide or something else. And he's looking at me like, yep, I live with a racist now. How I made roommate number one think I was racist. The second one was like my mom's side of the family, and some people, she was white friend. She's just plain white. This guy was just plain white. He grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, so he probably met some people of different cultures while he was there. And while living with me at some point, he's like, let me cook a recipe. Like, first month of living together, he's like, let me cook for y'all. I got this great recipe, y'all cook all the time. I got this recipe, it's a family recipe. It's wonderful, I loved it, I grew up with it. And I wrote down the recipe so you can bring it home. And he told us it is 6 ingredients, which is what's super impressive about it. Rice, chili powder, chicken, and tomato sauce. And salt and pepper. You put it on a dish, and you put it in the oven. First off, salt and pepper are not ingredients. If you don't put salt and pepper in food, it doesn't taste good. And he shares this with us, and he puts it on the dinner table, and it's like, it made food for y'all. And we all cheer him with, this is good, right? The dish wasn't half finished. At the end of it, he's the one who puts it in the trash, understanding that he can't cook. So how he came to think, having really, like white guy, how he thought I was racist was me making an Arab joke. So when you're an ethnic group, typically you're allowed to make group jokes about your own people. So I made a joke to him about Persians being terrorists. And I was joking about how at the airport they pull over every Persian, talking about myself, because I get pulled over every time in the airport. And he's looking at me like, dang, this Mexican guy I live with is racist. How roommate number 2 decided I was racist. Roommate number 3, he's black. I should have been a little bit more aware that this was not going to come across as funny to him, and that this would get me in trouble before I did it. He comes up to me and goes, or I come up to him and go, hey Keen, I just realized something. He's like, what? I can say the N-word. And he looks at me going, what? And he's like, why do you think that? And I'm like, because it's a racial slur against my people also. You're not black. Yeah, they call us sand N-words. I'm a genius. How roommate number 3 thought I was racist. So we lived together for another year. So they go about a year, kind of off and on, like he's totally racist. No, he's not racist. He's totally racist. But he seems really progressive on cultural issues, and he understands the socioeconomic. Didn't change. And then at one summer, we decided to have a roommate come live with us who was actually racist. Said racist things all the time. We got in, it was 2016 election. You can do politics on either side of the table without getting into racial issues. He really liked saying some stuff, wasn't okay. And when he finally moved out, we're all just sitting in, kind of detoxing. We all talked tons about how much we hated him and how he was just a horrible person. And we basically, we put his stuff in his apartment and we're like, yeah, we'll talk again. Never responded, unfriended him on Facebook. And we're sitting there in our living room and I look at the other guys and I'm like, guys, that was horrible. He was so racist. And one of them just goes, you know, Alex, I thought you were racist. I'm like, why? And I'm like, he goes, well, you made that Jewish Holocaust joke, and then since then I've kind of been flaky on it, but I kind of realized eventually that you weren't racist. I'm like, thank you, Danny. Roommate number 1 does not think I'm racist. The other one goes, just so you know, you shouldn't think that you can say the N-word because it's also a racial slur with other words against your people. I'm like, I got that after you smacked me. And roommate number 3 decided I was not racist. And roommate number 2 looks at me and goes, wait, you're Persian? Roommate number 2 decided I was not racist.